Yeah. Black obsidian, indigenous, aboriginal, my tribe, not the friendly one. Spirit, mind, intuition, keep a thing cause I'm in a physical dimension. Arrows and feathers, ancestral guidance and protection, cause the road I'm on ain't nowhere near delicate. Nowhere near delicate.
Delineation. I think it's good. I'm actually happy that this time has come. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting for this moment, to be honest. I grew up in that family where my grandma was like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my great grandpa was full Cherokee. We heard those things growing up. You know what I'm saying? So not every Black American can say that. So some of us don't fully understand. I'm seeing that with these debates, some of us don't fully understand where it's coming from, the sentiment. Everybody didn't grow up in a household where Granny said that. They didn't have a mama saying, all skin folk ain't kin folk. I had that experience. So for me, I feel like delineation is necessary and it's right on time. Is it beneficial? Absolutely. And I think it's beneficial for everybody who Europeans consider to be Black, even if you don't consider yourself Black, if you're from Haiti, if you're from Jamaica, if you're from any part of Africa. But one thing I want to highlight is just the European presence in America and Africa. Because it's like I hear, oh, the Africans saying we share the same struggle. How? We had colonialism, settler colonialism. Y'all had something that is more extractive colonialism, is what they call it. But I don't like to play games with words, because if you didn't have a colonizer on your land present, close proximity to you, then it wasn't colonialism. What you had was imperialism. And it's a difference between colonialism and imperialism. And in order for imperialism to be successful, there are certain requirements, just like colonialism has its certain requirements, right? So what are those requirements? Okay, so for example, the British tried to control the colonies from afar. How did that work? Shit didn't work out. The colonies started working in with the indigenous people, right? They started to get help from the indigenous people to actually win those wars against Britain. That's how they got their independence. Imperialism did not work in America, right? So when you look at Africa, the only colonialism that you had there was in South Africa. That was the only time you had a settler community, long term, set up their own government and stayed. Other than that, all throughout Africa, you guys experienced imperialism, where the European power that controlled you was in their home country and they was taxing you. They was running your resources, 90% of your resources owned by somebody that's not even in your face. How do you do that? You have to influence people. And this is where we say we're different culturally. See, in order for you to control me and not even be in my face, I have to be a sellout. I have to be willing to put my people at stake and side with you and do a deal with, you know what I'm saying? Like I got to do a deal with you. Say, forget my people, do a deal with you directly. Me and you gonna eat and my people gonna suffer. That's how imperialism works. You need to have actors. You need to have people put in place in the government, in the military, working the economics, land resource management. You need to have those people in your pocket. You have an agreement with those people so you don't have to be there. That would not have worked in America. As you can see, the British weren't able to do it with the colonies. You feel me? The colonies, boy, they started Boston Tea Party. They started flipping stuff over. We're not taking that tax. What? Because the reason why is the colonizers, the European settlers, they started to learn from the indigenous people other forms of government. They learned from the indigenous people that you can have different governments working together without a king. And that's where you get states. The United States, they're all independent states. Like California, for example, is the size of a country with the population 4 times the size of a lot of countries. But it's a state. In all actuality, it's really a country, but it's a state working together with other states for a larger government. That system was learned from the Iroquois Nation. We did not have the same struggle. There's no way that somebody would have been able to tell us every beaver fur that you sell, I want 50% of it. You could just put it in FedEx and give it to. No, we're not giving you nothing. We're not finna run you anything. Every snakeskin boot you manufacture, I want 15% of it. No, sir. You're going to have to come get it. That's how we rock. And our tribalism made sure that we didn't. Now, I can't speak for all groups because, okay, you had Europeans working with other groups like the Siberian people who migrated in way before the European settlers. They was willing to work with the Europeans against the original people, my ancestors. You feel me? They were willing to do deals with them and side with them for the same land. That lets you know we wasn't, nigga, we gonna fight. You gonna need help as a minority because you're not finna come over here with that, oh yeah, I'm taking 15% of that. No, you're not. You finna get this, I'm gonna turn you into a boot. I'll turn you into a boot before I give you 15% of the boots I manufacture. You feel me? So yeah, you're gonna need some help. And they started using help from other people. 2 different strategies. So we did not have the same struggle. And I just get tired of people saying, oh, brother, we have to unify. Like this idea of unifying because we're black under the banner of black, that's Jesse Jackson needs to get slapped in the back of his old ass head for even coming up with an African American term. Like we should have never went that route. And the mistake has already been made. We made the mistake. Our people made the mistake at that time, but we can't continue to make those mistakes. We're learning from our mistakes, and that's why delineation is important. You feel me? So just like back then, we had settler groups that were before the Europeans, that when the Europeans arrived, they were willing to work with the Europeans and help them establish a government. That's just like today, where you bringing in an immigrant group and you working together with a common cause that's becoming an obstacle to another group, me, the group that whoever y'all choose to victimize, y'all working in tandem with them. So when we push forth a reparation bill or we push forth some legislation and we ain't got no representation, we got somebody that's another settler group. Any one of you so-called black immigrants in politics, you would fit that description. You are willing to work with them against us and our goals. You feel me? What we're working for, what we're trying to achieve. Because the fight never really stopped. That's what people be misunderstanding. You feel me? Like they be like, oh, y'all don't have no culture, y'all got is music and y'all don't control that. You fool! Don't you see that we still fighting? Don't you think we know that? But this just didn't happen overnight. We created every genre of music coming out of America. That's a fact. And every time we created one, they would come in, usurp it. You feel me? They would come in, usurp it. Come in, usurp it, duplicate it. Now it's to the point where it's like, boom, we got the whole world copying us. We're trying to reclaim our stuff all around the board. So you telling us we don't own it, you're not telling us anything. We see y'all copying us. The same people telling us we don't own it is the same people emulating it today. Burna Boy looked like one of the Migos. Stop playing. We had settler colonialism, y'all had imperialism. Culturally, y'all went for that. Culturally, we wouldn't have went for that. It's no way possible imperialism would have worked with us. You would have had to be up in our face, applying pressure every day for us to give in. Otherwise, we're going to do what we want to do. You feel me? And then even if you present that pressure to us, our tribalism won't allow us to divide ourselves. Now, it's going to take another outside group to break us, because all the differences we have, once we get pushed to the point where we got to unify, we're going to unify. And we're seeing it now. We're literally seeing it now. This is our culture. When shit hit the fan, we going to come together. It don't matter if you're from Memphis, Tennessee. It don't matter if you're from Louisiana. It don't matter if you're from Texas. It don't matter if you're from California. It don't matter if you're from Michigan. We finna come together and say, you know what? Delineation is very important right now, because we see that we've been getting done wrong all across the board, regionally, nationally, intercontinentally, goddamn globally. You feel me? So please allow us to do what we need to do. We have every right to preserve our culture. We have every right to say no more, my body, my choice. And please leave our culture alone. Stop. We don't want to hear you rap. We really don't want to hear you rap. What are you implying? That you can do it better than us? Why don't you go create another art form? This is the same, like these are the same problems we have with YT people over here. It was like, we don't want to hear you rap. I'm not one of those people that was like, oh, Eminem is raw. No, Eminem is not raw. Feel me? This is just a side note, but now I just gotta say that Eminem is not raw. You feel me? Nobody respects Eminem, not me. I don't see you as a reputable rapper. You just talk about your mama and how you gonna beat her up and drag her, and how you do drugs. So just like we don't want them emulating us, we don't want you emulating us. We just want to do us, and let us just delineate in peace. You know what I'm saying? And I advise y'all to go study y'all real history. Y'all don't even know what y'all up against. If you thinking we went through the same thing, no, we didn't. Well, you don't even know what you fighting, because you ran from it. Go back over there. Before you leave America, take this book, study what you're actually facing, and then watch our delineation movement. Watch how we are successfully going to overcome the obstacles that we need to once we got everybody out our way. And then maybe you can do it too in your home. You know what I'm saying? So delineation is good for everybody. It's good for everybody. Jamaica need help. Haiti need help. All of the Caribbeans need help. All of Latin America need help. And Africa especially need help. You know what I'm saying? What the last thing they need is people running from their country talking about they finna go study and then fall up under some snow bunny and don't want to go back with no money. That they don't need that. They need you to do what you said you was gonna do when you left your village. Go back home. You said you was going back. Every international student should arrive with a fucking round trip ticket. That's what y'all come with, a round trip ticket. There's no way we let you fly one way. No, sir. The day you get your degree, you got 6 months. Your flight is good for 6 months. Take that thing back and go do for your people. You should have learned something about colonialism or European oppression. That's what you came to study for. You didn't come to learn how to balance a checkbook. You came to understand how these people got the upper hand over you in your land. That's what you came to find out, for real, for real, for real. You came to study how you got whooped upside your head so bad. You came to study how you got whooped upside your head so bad. That's really what you come to. That's what them people sent you over here. Your elders sent you over here to study. How did they get us? Nothing more. whether you find it out economically, scientifically, chemistry, biology, whatever. But the end game was, how did they whoop on us so bad?
Yeah. Black obsidian, indigenous, aboriginal, my tribe, not the friendly one. Spirit, mind, intuition. Keep a thing, cause I'm in a physical dimension. Arrows and feathers, ancestral guidance and protection. Cause the road I'm on ain't nowhere near delicate.